Good afternoon, people. We are getting ready to start on my first ever stream for Go Fight Pow. Hopefully, this turns out pretty good. I've always wanted to do a stream on Go Fight Pow and haven't gotten around to it yet. But here we are. And my goal is to get through each one of the sectors today. And I say 80 minutes or less. We'll see about that. Anyhow, normally I run about 3 fights per card. Excuse me, 6 fights per card, but I have put it down to 3 so I can maybe pull this off. And we're going to start off with the Deep South sector. And our first match is going to be Headhunter against Argyle Gargoyle. I'm saying that real fast. All right, we are going to get underway. Yes, I have a magnifying glass because at my age and trying to see all this stuff on the small cards sometimes a little tough. So we are going to roll initiative here, and we're going to say the black and red die is going to be the right side of the table, and the blue and gold is going to be the left. So here we go. And it looks like Headhunter has rolled his fast forward with a 4. So now we're going to roll Argyle Gargoyle's pop. And he's got to avoid the number 6 or 1. And he does. So he's still in this. But Headhunter will start out on the positive side with a wild splash. He blocks Headhunter with a nerve clap. Gargoyle blocks. Head-on collision. Rolling the pop. He has to avoid a 1 or a 6. And he rolls a 1. He's going to roll for it. He needs to roll a 2 on his power play. And he rolls a 6. This one is over. Your winner, Headhunter. And we'll go along to our next card. Or excuse me, next fight. And we will have Roy Hunter taking on Buck Tompkins. Tompkins is one of my favorites. We'll see how he fares today. We roll for initiative. All right. We have a 4 and a 1. And the blue and gold is 4, so Roy Hunter will start off on the positive. The grinding headlock. Tompkins takes over. Saloon haymaker. Hunter dodges. 7-second sleeper. Hunter dodges. Thundering stampede. And he's going to have to avoid a 1, 2, or a 4. Oh, he rolls a 4, so now he has to roll a 6 on his power play. And he does not. So your winner in this bout is Buck Tompkins. And our next match will be for the IC Championship. The challenger and former champion, JT Royal, taking on the champion, Space Cowboy. We'll roll initiative. All right. JT Royal rolls a 4. Space Cowboy rolls a 3, which is his fast forward. So JT Royal is going to have to roll his pop. He's got to avoid a 1, 5, or a 6. And he does. And Space Cowboy is going to lead off with a haymaker. Royal reverses. Low blow. Space Cowboy counters. Texas Twister. And he rolls a 4, which is his pop. He has to avoid a 1. And he does with a 6. The Strangler. And now we rolled 6, so it's either a 1 through 4 is a hit, or 5 and 6, Royal takes over. And the roll is a 1, so he is hit. Space Cowboy hits the Wrangler. So once again, 1, 5, or a 6. And the roll is a 5. Rolling for the power play. He hits 2, so he is safe. Space Cowboy with the Strangler. And JT Royal rolls a 4. Roll his pop. He avoids it with the roll of a 5. Haymaker. And he rolls his pop again. Roll is a 3. Still in there. Copperhead Clamp. Royal takes over on positive. Brainbuster. Space Cowboy counters and takes over. Haymaker. We roll a 4. We're rolling him to pop again. And with a 3, Royal is safe. Rumble rating. So we'll roll both dice. And JT Royal rolls a 5, and his Rumble rating is a +3, so that's an 8. Compared to Space Cowboy, rolls a 3, his Rumble rating is 3, so that makes 6. So JT Royal is taking over. Low blow. Space Cowboy dodges. Brainbuster. And he rolls a 2. Hit. Cowbell. So if he rolls a 2 or 1, rolls a 2, he hits the cowbell. If he rolls a 1, he's disqualified. And he rolls neither. JT Royal, the Brainbuster. And again, hit or the cowbell. If he rolls a 2, he does not. Brainbuster. And now Space Cowboy is going to have to roll his pop. He has to avoid a 1. And he does. And JT Royal rolls his pile driver, which is his finisher. We're going to roll 1 through 5. And it rolls a 4. It's normal, so it will be a pile driver. So now Space Cowboy has to avoid a 3 or a 1. And he does with a 2. Pile driver again. 3 or a 1, and he is lucking out here. Pile driver, 3rd consecutive 1. Rolling for the pop, and Space Cowboy survives. And now we've rolled Rumble rating. Both roll a 6, both have +3, so it's the same. We roll again. Okay, JT Royal rolls a 1, so that's 4. Against Space Cowboy, who rolled a 6, which is going to be a 9. So Space Cowboy takes over on offense. Strangler. And JT Royal blocks. Texas Twister. And he's hit. But we have to roll 1 through 4. He's hit. And the roll is a 5, so Royal takes over on offense. Low blow. 3. He has to roll his pop. And with the roll of a 6, he's safe. JT Royal, chain attack, DQ 4. So if he rolls a 4, he's disqualified, and he rolls a 6, so he's good. Space Cowboy ducks and takes over. Rumble rating. All right, JT Royal rolls a 5. Space Cowboy rolls a 6, so Space Cowboy is going to take over. And we roll Rumble rating again. This time it's JT Royal with a 5 and Space Cowboy with a 2, so JT Royal is on offense. Brainbuster. And now he's rolled 2, which is the hit or the cowbell. He rolls a 2, and he does not. He rolls a 6. JT with the Brainbuster. And again, he rolls a 2 on defense. And this time it's a 2. It's the cowbell. We'll roll again to see if there's a disqualification, and there is. So, ladies and gentlemen, your winner by disqualification, JT Royal. And with it being a disqualification, the title does not change hands. But I can almost assure you that we will see a rematch here in the future. And with that, we will leave the deep south sector and head on to the next one. And our next sector is the Mid-Atlantis sector. So let's see what we got on tap. And we have all title matches for Mid-Atlantis. The first match is for the Unified Sectors title. Your challenger, Danger Graves, against the champion, Inevitable. And we'll roll for initiative. And with a roll of a 5, Danger Graves wins the initiative. No fast forward roll. And we start off with the Rigor Mortis rack. Inevitable takes over. And he hits Inexorable. And we're going to have to roll here. He's got to avoid a 2, 4, 5, or 6. And Inevitable rolls 2. So now Danger Graves has to roll his power play. He's got to roll 1. And he rolls a 5. And this one is over. Your winner and still Unified Sectors champion, Inevitable. And now, our next match is for the Unified Sectors Duos title. The former champions getting a rematch. Part of the 4 Horsemen, Olympia and Outlaw. And they'll be taking on the champions, the Annihilators, Kane and De Vega. And we will get ready to roll for initiative. Olympia and De Vega will start the match. And with the roll of a 5, Olympia will take control. No fast forward rolled. And we start the match off with a hammer slam. De Vega blocks. Enforcer knee drop. DeVega blocks again. Galactic Gourd Buster. DeVega counters and takes over the Infinity Lock. And Olympia is hit. And now they're going to hit Annihilation, which is a duels move. And it works on a roll of 2 through 5. And he hits it with a 3. So now Olympia will have to roll a 6 to save himself, and he does not. So the champions, the Annihilators, retain over the former champions in this contest. And now our next match is for the intergalactic title. The challenger, the Mid-Atlantis Heritage Champion, Ricky Stallion, also a member of the Four Horsemen, taking on the intergalactic champion, Freakenstein. And we'll get this one underway. We roll initiative. And with a 6 over a 4, Ricky Stallion wins the initiative. And we'll start off on offense. Dirty Tricks. Freakenstein counters and takes over. Freakensteiner. And he already he rolls a 3, lands his pop. We are going to roll on the Four Horsemen interference chart. And we roll an 8. A Horseman member tries to interfere by attacking the fighter on the outside. Roll DQ1. The roll is a 6. If no DQ, the Horseman in the match attacks on positive. So Ricky Stallion saved by one of his Horseman allies. Stallion chops. Freakenstein dodges. Stallion chops again. Freakenstein counters and takes over. Hits the Freakensteiner. Stallion counters. Comes back on offense with the Stallion chops. Freakenstein counters. Savage thrust kick. And that hits Ricky Stallion. Superman punch. Stallion's down. We will roll his pop. He has to avoid a 3, and he does with a 4. Freakensteiner. Stallion counters, takes over. Stallion chops. Freakenstein dodges. Rumble rating. Both roll a 5. So that gives Ricky Stallion 7 and Freakenstein 8. So Freakenstein takes over on offense, hits the monster bomb, but Stallion counters, comes back on offense with a cheap block. Freakenstein dodges, chop block again. Freakenstein dodges again. Dirty Tricks, and he blocks it. Chop block. Freakenstein counters, takes over. Freakensteiner. Stallion counters. Dirty Tricks. Freakenstein counters. Monster bomb. Stallion dodges. Freakensteiner. And it hits. Savage thrust kick. And Stallion's down again. He needs to avoid a roll of a 3, and he does with a 4. Rumble rating. And this time we have a 6 over a 5. That's a tie. We roll again, and this time Freakenstein wins the Rumble rating. And we roll rumble rating again. Both of them roll a 6, which means Frankenstein's going to win because he has the higher rumble rating. Monster Bomb. And we roll pop again. He avoids the roll of a 3 with a 2. Frankenstein continues on offense, and he's going for his finisher, the freak out. So now Ricky Stallion has to avoid a 3 or a 6. And the roll is a 6. He has to roll his power play, which is a 5 or a 6. And it's a 3. And this match is over. A successful intergalactic title defense by Frankenstein, who has been a dominant champion ever since he won the title from Varsity a few months ago. And that will put a close to the festivities in the Mid-Atlantis sector. And William will move on to the Intergalactic Fight Club, where we have another 3 matches. And our first match will feature the former previous Intergalactic champion, Varsity, taking on former Terminal Velocity champion, Honest Abe. And we'll roll for initiative. And we roll a 6 and a 2. Honest Abe rolls a 2, and that's his fast forward. So he's going to immediately go for the Lincoln lock. So Varsity's going to have to avoid a 1 or a 2, and he does. So Honest Abe will continue on offense, and he going for the Lincoln lock again. And with a roll of 4, Varsity escapes. Axe handle smash. And Varsity dodges. Lincoln lock again. And this time he rolls a 2. Varsity in trouble if he does not roll 1 on this power play. And he does not. So your winner of this contest, Honest Abe, as Varsity is starting to slide down in the rankings. Next up is a Terminal Velocity Championship match. And the Terminal Velocity title matches are timed for 15 moves. So the challenger has 15 moves in order to win this title. So the challenger tonight will be Rocky, taking on the Terminal Velocity champion, Armor. And let's head down to the ring. We'll roll on initiative. And with a roll of 4 over 3, Armor will take control. And he rolls a burrowing bomb. Rocky blocks it. Hillbilly speed bump. Rocky counters, takes over, and goes for the super combo KO, which is his finisher. So Armor's going to have to avoid a 5 or a 3, and he does with a 2. And now we'll go for the 4th move in the match. Machine gun punches, and that hits. Move number 5. Machine gun punches again. Armor counters, and he comes back with the armored assault. That's his finisher. So Rocky's got to avoid a 4 or 6, and he does with a roll of a 5. So now we will go with the 6th move of the fight. Cenozoic Crusher, and it hits. Move 7. Rumble rating. Armor's is a +2, so he gets a 6 with the roll of 4. And Rocky rolled a 6, and he has a +1, so that gives him 7. So Rocky will take over on offense. And we roll Rumble rating again. And I'm not counting this towards the moves. All right, so both of them roll a 6. Armor has the higher rating, so he will take over. Hillbilly speed bump. And Rocky dodges it. Burrowing bomb. And that hits. Just roll number 9. Armored assault. So he has to avoid or a 4 or a 6. And he does with a 5. 10th move. Cenozoic Crusher. Yep, and now we're going to have to roll Rocky's pop. He's down. He avoids it. It's move 11. Hillbilly speed bump. Rocky counters, comes back, hits a left hook. And we're going for 13. Rumble rating. And with a 5/2, Armor's going to take over. Armored assault, 4 or 6. And Rocky avoids it. 14. Rumble rating again. Armor wins it again. And we roll Rumble rating again. This time Rocky has the higher roll. He takes over. Left hook. Armor counters. This will be the last move of the match. Armored assault. For the roll of 5, Rocky manages to hang on, but the time limit is expired. And Armor will retain over Rocky. And our final match for the Intergalactic Fight Club will feature former Intergalactic Champion Rampage against the current All-Earth Champion James Jeffries. You're ready to roll initiative. And James Jeffries rolls his fast forward, which is a 1. So he's going to go and try to take Rampage out quick with sliced bread number 2. So Rampage has to avoid a 5. And he does with a 3. Jeffries falls up with a flying drop kick, but Rampage no sells it, takes over on takes over on offense. Avalanche charge. And he hits James Jeffries. Rumble rating. And we got a 6 and a 4. Jeffries rolls the 4, so that gives him a 6. And Rampage wins this with a 9. Avalanche charge. And now James Jeffrey has hit his pop. So he has to avoid a 2. He rolls a 4. Still in this. Denver driver. Jeffrey counters, takes over, and rolls Rumble rating. And Rampage has rolled a 5 to James Jeffries 6. James Jeffries rolls Rumble rating again. And this time Rampage has the higher roll. He will take over on offense. Avalanche charge. And Jeffries has been hit. Denver driver. Jeffrey dodges. Rampage assault. And again, Jeffries dodges. Denver driver. Pop. Jeffries has to avoid a roll of 2. He rolls a 4. Avalanche charge by Rampage. Jeffries dodges. Mile high moonsault. And that hits. Rampage with the Denver driver Jeffrey dodges. Sliced bread number 2. Rampage has to avoid a 5. He rolls a 5. But if he can roll a 1 or a 4, he'll be safe. And he rolls a 1. So he made his power play. James Jeffrey stays on offense. And rolls sliced bread again. And he rolls a 6 this time. And again with the sliced bread. And the roll is a 5. Rampage needs a 1 or a 4. And he rolls a 2. And with an upset, James Jeffries hangs on to the All-Earth Championship over former intergalactic champion Rampage. Anything could happen here in the world of Go Fight Pow. Now we'll get ready for our next battle. As we head on to the industrial land sector, where we have another 3 matches waiting. Get a drink of water here. Our first bout will feature Bahamas Bull against Thunder Gold. Let's ring that bell. And on initiative, both have rolled a 3, so we will go to the Rumble rating. Both of them have a 3, so we have a tie. Both roll 4, so again it's a tie. And this time, Bahamas Bull will get it with a very high roll compared to Thunder Gold's 1. And he'll start on offense. And he rolls Rumble rating. And again, it's just the exact same roll with a 4 over a 1. So Bahama Bull rolls Rumble rating again. Tie this time. Another rolling doubles. All right. So with a 5 over a 3, Bahamas Bull goes again. Thunder Gold now on offense. It's another Rumble rating. This one's just, they're staying in a clinch apparently. Bahamas Bull wins this one. And hits the Seaside Slam. Thunder Gold's going to have to avoid a 4 or 1. And he rolls a 1, so now he has to get a 1, 2, or 3 to survive. The roll is a 5. And with all that clinching going on, Bahamas Bull manages to finally get something going and immediately hits the Seaside Slam and puts Thunder Gold down quick. Again, I say anything can happen in Go Fight Pow. Our next match will be a duos, as we have the team of Shockwave and Aftershock taking on the team of Extinction, Papa Gus and Big Yella. Papa Gus and Shockwave will start the match. And we'll roll for initiative. And with a 3 or over a 2, he's forward. And it looks like Shockwave has won the initiative roll. And hits the Deep Sea Crusher. Papa Gus blocks. Shocking Slam. Gus counters and takes over. Power Bomb. Shockwave counters and takes over. And we roll rumble rating. And Shockwave wins the rumble rating with the roll of 4. Hits the deep sea crusher. And we get the pop. So Papa Gus has to avoid a roll of 1. He does so with a 4. Shockwave is going to tag into Aftershock. And he hits the body wave. Papa Gus blocks it. Tremor toss. And Gus blocks it again. Tremor toss. And Gus hits his pin. He has to avoid a 1. And he does with a 4. Tremor toss. He blocks that one. Body wave. And it's hit. Tremor toss. Gus blocks. Body wave. And he rolls his pop. Rolls a 5, so he's still safe. Body wave. And again on the pop. He rolls a 1 this time. So he has to roll a 2 or a 5 to be safe. Rolls a 4. And this one's over. The team of Aftershock and Shockwave victorious over the team of Extinction. And our main event in the Industrial Lands will be for the title called The Prize. Challenger tonight, Mega Power, against the champion, Scrapyard Dog. And we'll roll initiative. And with a 5 over a 3, but 3 is Scrapyard Dog's fast forward. So he's immediately going to try to put Mega Power down with the heat, excuse me. And he has to roll a 5 or a 6. Roll is a 6. Mega Power needs a 5 to be safe. Rolls a 4, and this one is over immediately. A successful defense of the prize by Scrapyard Dog over Mega Power. And we will go on to the next sector. And our next sector is the North Forest. We'll see what goes on in North Forest today. Los Positive Negativos will be taking on the Canadian Destroyers in our opening bout here in the North Forest. Roll for initiative. Both roll a 3. Las Estrella Negativa is fast forward is a 3. So he's going to go for the negative influence, which is a 1 against a 2. So 1 or a 2 could get him a victory. Rolls a 6. Canadian Destroyer hangs on. And then we roll for the rumble rating. And that roll is 5 over 4. So that would give the Canadian Destroyer 7 to Las Australia Negativity 5. So the Canadian Destroyers are in control. Lumberjack Lariat. Negativa counters, takes over. Prawn hold. We roll pop. has to avoid a 2. Rolls a 5. Lost Australia Negativa with the Air Amethyst. Canadian Destroyer blocks. Negativa with the prawn hold. Destroyer takes over. Lumberjack Lariat. And now Negativa is going to roll his pop. And needs to avoid a 3. Rolls a 5. Caribou Clutch. Negativa blocks. Roll a rumble rating. 5 over a 2, which leads the Canadian Destroyers in the control. Caribou Clutch. Negativa takes over on offense. Air Amethyst. And he hits. But we could see a loaded mask. Can only use it once per match. He rolls a 1 or a 6. He hits it. He hits it with the 6. So Negativa now needs to roll 5 to stay in this. And the roll is a 2. Less than squeaky clean methods. But the Canadian Destroyers come out on top. Win if you can, cheat if you must. Oh, no. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. By the great Jesse Ventura. Our next bout will feature the Great Scott against VHS, Vincent Harrison Shepard. And we'll roll for initiative. And VHS rolls a 4. Great Scott rolls a 5. So Great Scott has a 7 against VHS's 5. So Great Scott starting on offense. Rolls a figure 4. VHS blocks it. Stinging jabs. VHS dodges. Bubblegum kick. VHS blocks. Rumble rating. And VHS is going to win with the roll of a 6. And he hits Knight Rider, which is his finisher. And we have an option on Great Scott. He can roll, before rolling his pop, he can roll 1 dice and hit the UFO if it's an even roll. So we will roll the die. The roll is a 1, so that will not have any effect. So he will have to avoid a roll of a 1 or a 5 now to stay in this match. And he does so with the roll 6. VHS remaining on offense for now as we hit the rumble rating. And Great Scott with the higher roll of a 5 takes over. Stinging jabs. VHS dodges. Bubblegum kick.